What's up, y'all, and welcome back to CountryCast. Today our news story surrounds two polar opposite artists, Gwen Stefani and the lovely Dolly Parton. However, Gwen Stefani fans might find themselves a little upset at her news, but Dolly Parton fans, on the other hand, are jumping for joy. They are extremely ecstatic. Hell, the whole world is ecstatic and finding happiness because Dolly Parton has done something truly remarkable, and hopefully it will come to fruition and the entire world will be impacted, and this will be such a success. And it's truly wonderful to know that country music played a part in doing what Dolly Parton did for the entire world. Y'all know what to do. Stick around. You don't want to miss this because when we get back, we'll get right to these awesome news stories. Stay tuned. And just like always, before we get started with today's news stories, remember to head on over to our social accounts, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, to give us a like and a follow. Our Facebook is CountryCast, our Instagram is CountryCast News, and our Twitter is @CountryCast News. For the folks who are new here or the ones that have been by the YouTube show before and just haven't had the opportunity to click the subscribe button down below yet, please go ahead and do so. Turn those notifications on as well, and hit that like button so YouTube knows that you love us here at CountryCast, and we can keep bringing you breaking updates on your favorite country artist and all the news coming right out of Music City. All right, so going ahead and getting into our very first story, Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani fans are probably going to be upset at this news. The Voice fans are probably going to be upset as well because they are losing one of their coaches. That's right, Gwen Stefani has decided to step away for the 20th season of The Voice. She will not be returning to next year's season. According to Taste of Country, this announcement was made by the host of the show, Carson Daly, on the Today Show, revealing that Gwen Stefani will be stepping down and Nick Jonas from the Jonas Brothers will be taking her place. So next season you will see Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, Blake Shelton, and Nick Jonas. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton obviously are a great pair, not only on the stage but off the stage, but we truly did love seeing the little bit of banter, joking, and drama that we saw with Blake and Gwen, especially with them being fiancés now and having 5 years under their belt with the relationship. We will no longer get to see that on the set. This isn't really anything unusual, though, to see Gwen Stefani stepping away. She did appear on The Voice in season 17 and then stepped away in season 18, made her return again back in season 19, which is the current season that we are on, and she again is now stepping away for season 20. So maybe Gwen just likes to take it every other year to do the show. I'm sure she has other things going on that she needs to attend to. Plus, if everything goes right with what we're seeing in the world, we might be back to touring or doing anything in the entertainment industry for that matter. So Gwen Stefani may be having some plans that will be coming up. Plus, we could be looking at Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani getting married, and if that's the case, who knows what her future plans will be, and maybe that could be part of the reason as to why Gwen Stefani wants to take a break. But again, this is nothing unusual. However, like I said, Gwen Stefani fans might find themselves a little upset at this. The Voice fans who have fallen in love with Gwen during this season will be a little heartbroken because in season 20, Gwen Stefani will be stepping away, calling it quits for that season, and replacing her will be Nick Jonas from the Jonas Brothers. And again, your co-coaches will be Blake Shelton, John Legend, Kelly Clarkson, and of course, Nick Jonas. A little fun fact here, it's also kind of wild to think that Blake Shelton has been on the show for all of its tenure, all 20 years, along with host Carson Daly. Kelly Clarkson has seen 7 years consecutively, as well as John Legend, who has been a co-coach for 5 years consecutively. So I guess that spot where Gwen and Nick take their place is just a rotation, but we shall see where we go from here. All right, going ahead and shifting gears into the news surrounding the lovely Dolly Parton. And it's all good news here. It's all uphill from here for Dolly. The first thing we're going to get to real quick before we get to the major announcement surrounding Dolly Parton is Playboy. That's right, Dolly Parton earlier this year talked about how she wouldn't mind doing a reshoot and being featured in Playboy magazine. We know she was in Playboy back in the year of 1978, and Dolly Parton is not shying away from the idea again for her 75th birthday. Back in the early part of this year, Dolly Parton told 60 Minutes Australia, "I don't plan to retire. I just turned 74, and I plan to be on the cover of Playboy magazine again. See, I did Playboy magazine years ago, and I thought it'd be such a hoot if they'll go for it. I don't know if they will, if I could be on the cover again when I'm 75. Now, of course, in that same interview, the question came up of whether or not she would wear the same outfit she did back in her first issue. She replied, "Boobs are still the same." She also explained that it would allow her the opportunity to show off her new tattoos as well. But after we heard from Dolly in the early part of this year, we were in a little bit of a limbo phase, waiting to see what Playboy would say about this, how they would respond to putting Dolly Parton inside on the cover of Playboy for her 75th birthday. Well, the good news is here, ladies and gentlemen, because Playboy spoke to TMZ telling them that they would love to feature Dolly Parton in their magazine for her 75th birthday. Dolly Parton would just have to reach out in order to make this happen. So we could potentially be seeing Dolly Parton back in Playboy. That would be pretty special to Dolly. Clearly, she has made it known that that is something that she would want to do. Playboy is totally on board. And who would not just love to see this milestone for Dolly? She has stayed wonderfully beautiful for all of these years, and she's such a magnificent person. She's played such a significant role in country music, truly an icon, and for her to be featured in this magazine again all the way in 2020 from her first appearance in 1978, I think that would be something truly special, obviously, to the Queen, Dolly Parton. But now getting to the absolute major announcement surrounding Dolly Parton. This is major news, huge news. I don't even know how else to categorize this because this is truly something really remarkable. We know earlier this year, Dolly Parton made a donation of $1 million to Nashville's Vanderbilt University Medical Center, who were working on a vaccination and advancements for the coronavirus. What an absolute significant donation. The medical center was working very diligently to try to find the light at the end of the tunnel or some type of positive growth to finally cut this pandemic short and get it over with. And according to the New England Medical Journal, it was because of Dolly Parton's $1 million donation we were able to see a vaccination come out of the research. Dolly Parton's donation helped the company Moderna create the vaccination that we have recently learned about that has been proven to be 94.5% successful against the coronavirus. At the time, according to Taste of Country, Dolly Parton's friend, who is a doctor at Vanderbilt University, Dr. Abumrad, told Dolly Parton that they were making some exciting advancements towards research of the coronavirus for a cure. And here we are finally now in November of 2020. And not only do we have the company Moderna coming out with a vaccination, we have also seen Pfizer reveal their vaccination that they have been working on. However, the $1 million that Dolly Parton donated to Vanderbilt working alongside Moderna does seem to be a bit more effective towards the virus, where Pfizer is showing that 90% of their vaccination will be effective against COVID-19, but Moderna is showing, again, 94.5% effectiveness against the coronavirus. And here are just some of the responses that we have seen on social media from folks jumping for joy over this, with Dolly Parton having a hand in it. And basically, you know, donating this $1 million was such a huge part, such a huge success to having this vaccination. These are what just some folks are saying. It is totally blowing up all over the internet. Here is one Twitter user writing, "Why are we not discussing the fact that the vaccine with the good news this morning was partly funded by Dolly Parton?" And of course, down here where it's showing several vaccines is paying homage to the melody of Jolene. There's a shout out there to Dolly Parton. Another writes, "Dolly Parton donated $1 million to Vanderbilt for vaccine research. Vanderbilt researchers were involved in the Moderna trials. Ergo, Dolly Parton helped cure COVID." Like I said, there are tons out there, but the last one we have for you says, "I want everyone to know that Dolly Parton gave us Buffy the TV series, the song 9 to 5, Dollywood, and of course the COVID vaccine." This is wonderful news. Again, it is something special, you know, for country music to play a part in this. It was very remarkable, and Dolly Parton is such a wonderful person. Like I said, donating $1 million, she really did play a serious and significant role, and she will go down in history for this, and let's face it, just who she is as a person as well. Dolly Parton is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. This woman is truly remarkable. I know I've said that 100 times, but you have to really appreciate what you're seeing here. And Dolly Parton has made history, along with several other folks I'm sure that had made their donation. This has been a work in progress, and now we are learning that her donation was very, very successful. Guys, I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments on these stories today. That will, however, be the end of today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Turn those notifications on so you never miss out on any breaking updates on your favorite country artist and all the news coming right out of Music City. Y'all stay country.